So episode 3, Revenge of the Dividend. If you're just joining us in this mini-series, we're talking about 5 of my favorite dividend-paying stocks over 5 days in under 5 minutes. Today we've got a special treat for you. This is one of my favorite companies to invest in of all time, and especially for their dividend. This company is literally booming. But remember, this is not financial advice. I'm just a guy whose aircon is broken. It's 38 degrees Celsius outside, which in Fahrenheit is about 426.4, and I'm absolutely melting here. So if you see me flirtatiously sweat throughout this video, I apologize, but it's definitely not financial advice. If you're feeling sorry for me in this extreme heat, then please do drop me a like. It is very much appreciated. If you want to check out eTORO, check out the pinned comment. If you sign up via that link, you get lifetime access to the chat room. Without further ado, let's start the 5-minute timer and let's go. Today's stock we are talking about, again, one of my favorite stocks of all time, Lockheed Martin. This absolute aerospace and defense mega giant is not only good for government practices, but also the civilian market. And it's moving into a new industry, which I think will literally change the way humanity evolves in the future. But more on that later, it's a bit of a secret. And if we go on the chart alone over the past 5 years, we can see recently from 2018, it's been pretty damn volatile. But before 2018, it was relatively steady Eddie on the way up. If we go pre-Miley Cyrus and we get to them levels, and again, past performance is not an indication of future results, this company could potentially get a 15% return if it goes back to them levels, which are also their all-time highs. Fundamentally speaking, this is an absolute mega giant. It is $106 billion in terms of market cap at the recording of this video. Definitely not a small company, and you could even call it a blue chip defense contractor. They have a solid price to earnings ratio, one of the best I've seen over the last year or so, at 15. Their PEG ratio is 13, which is a massive ouch for this company. But again, I think this company does reinvest quite wisely. They just bought Aerojet Rocketdyne, and I think that as this company grows and they move into this new sector, again, I'm going to come on to, this company does have huge growth potential. Coming on to their financial health, in their short-term assets, they're well covered. They have 20 billion in assets with 14 billion in liabilities. And swiftly moving on to their long-term assets and liabilities, it's 31 and 30. So you can see this company doesn't really hold a lot of cash on hand at one point. It tends to reinvest it straight away into a new project. Now, what you're all here for is their dividend. At the recording of this video, they offer around about a 2.5% dividend, which is not to be laughed at in the current climate, given the fact that you have a company with a proven track record of slowly increasing its dividend year over year. Now, simply Wall Street did say Lockheed Martin was overvalued. But if you go into tip ranks, the analysts think very differently. Tip ranks basically accumulate some of the best analysts on the planet. Analysts that give rating on certain stocks, they accumulate them together and give you some output and information in a very easy format. If you want to check it out, there's an affiliate link down in the description. You don't get any discount, but you are helping out the channel. But the analysts on tip ranks are quite bullish. We have 11 analysts, 5 buys, 6 holds, and 0 people saying that you should sell this stock at the current levels, and they estimate that Lockheed Martin should reach around about $414 a share. So that's the fundamentals out of the way. Now let's talk about the business model itself. Lockheed Martin has its finger in many pies, mainly in governments. The US is the biggest defense spender in the world by a long way, and Lockheed Martin has the rights to many of these contracts. But aerospace and defense has been beaten up lately with the whole Miley Cyrus, and I think that the long road ahead will see a lot of growth in this sector. But Lockheed Martin is my favorite because of one aspect: space. If you are a long-term subscriber, you will know that I think this sector, space, travel, tourism, mining of asteroids, colonizing planets, will be the biggest, well, it has to be the biggest industry the planet or the human race has ever seen. It might sound like science fiction. You may not think it's going to happen in our lifetime, but wake up, it's happening right now. You've got Richard Branson, a self-made billionaire, starting a tourism company, putting people in space. Jeff Bezos, self-made billionaire, space tourism and travel with Blue Origin. Then you've got Elon Musk, self-made billionaire, literally sending people into the International Space Station with dreams of colonizing Mars. The space race is here, and it's all about companies, not NASA and government bodies. It is going to be all about the private sector. And Lockheed Martin is at the forefront. They have many contracts already operating in space and many projects in the future. Check this out. Lockheed Martin was just picked by the German Space Agency to help develop their space tracking system. And there's another big headline recently with GM and Lockheed Martin teaming up to build a long-distance lunar rover. Yes, Lockheed Martin and General Motors making a moon buggy, or a buggy that can travel long distances on foreign soil. And I'm not talking about North Korea, I'm talking about the moon, Mars and beyond. Another contract Lockheed Martin have got going on at the moment, they have just won a $1 billion contract from the US on Space Force. Now everyone thinks Space Force is a bit of a meme, but there is a big funding going forward, and nonetheless, whether you think it's a good idea or a bad idea, keep politics out of it. Lockheed Martin just won a $1 billion contract, and I'm sure it's not going to be the last one they win. Now let's be honest, I'm absolutely sweating here, so the big question, am I buying or am I selling?